Like whoever starts this shit, and I truly believe it's from Anthony's camp. The fact is, if it wasn't for Anthony, I wouldn't get much hate whatsoever.
And then you say, I don't have troll account. Emily, already go watch Emily's YouTube channel. She exposes all that stuff on her YouTube channel.
In this video, I will talk about my experience with Opie and what I have learned. It started on Reddit. Opie's Reddit account got exposed, and I was really shocked to find out that Opie was actually on Reddit, and it was really him. Opie talked about the O&A forum on Reddit, so I followed him over to the forum, and he has the same name as his Reddit name, so it was easy to find him.
So it's onaforums.net. We are 100% Team Opie. No offense, I don't know what that is. And I've never been there, and maybe I would click. You know what? I'm not perfect. I might have to click on that. I might have to click on that tonight.
I have a DM from the mod in the O&A forum confirming that it really is Opie, and I talked to him on a live stream, and he confirmed to me that they talked to Opie. They have Opie's phone number, and they talked to him on the phone.
But at least Opie would have. Opie has called all of us on the phone. As fans, everyone knows Opie will actually call you and have a fucking I've had a 20-minute conversation with Opie, right?
We all have a direct line to the Opie.
Yeah, Emily will never get that now after he sees this fucking stream, which of course we're going to clip and send to him.
On one of my videos, I even show that Opie said on his live stream that he has been a part of the forum since the late 90s, and in the video said that he got fired in 2017, but we know that he's always been in the forums. He also talked about being on Reddit too, so it's bizarre how people still don't believe me about Opie being online, even though I have proof that he is.
With my career, I spent years on message boards and seeing what this person was doing and that person and who was hating on me and why is this guy taking this shot and all that. And somewhere along the line, after I left SiriusXM, I gave up on all of that. Man, I mean, the Opie and Anthony Reddit was brutal. I only checked it out barely. I mean, barely. But yeah, that's like... I don't know, man. I don't know what to say about that. Reddit's just a terrible place. Unfortunately, it could have been a really cool thing.
And then another thing that has been frustrating with trying to expose Opie about being online is what Karl did to me. That was a shocking and bizarre situation. I DM'd him saying that I was the one exposing Opie being online. And I didn't know that he knew about my videos exposing Opie. And also, I did know that he knew about Opie being on Reddit because he talked about that on his show before.
We all know that Opie has had a Reddit sock account that he denies. A lot of these guys who say, but by the way, everyone here is like these friends of mine or my enemies or pretend to be someone else. Those are always the people with sock accounts who are doing just that.
When he talked about me on his show, to pretend that he had no idea who I was and no idea about any of my videos and no idea about Opie being on Reddit, like that was the first time that he learned about all of that going on. That was so weird to see how fake he was. He plays a fake dumb act on his shows, pretending to not know anything when he actually does know a lot more than he lets on.
and he was talking about how, hey, have you seen that Opie's got sock accounts and he's on all these forums and doing all this stuff? I said, no, email me. This is where Emily's claiming is proof that this is Opie's sock account, because Jeb Johan says, everyone is a fan of me now. And Autumn Pumpkin responds with, you just outed yourself as Opie. So she thinks that that's evidence that this is Opie. I think it's just the opposite. I think it's someone who wants people to think that it's Opie.
Yeah.
Opie would not be writing these things. It wouldn't make any sense for him.
Emily, what would you like to say to the dastardly one?
I'm just curious why you're lying, because you know that he was on Reddit and you know about his Twitter, so why are you lying right now? Like, what is going on?
So, Emily, obviously I've been in cahoots with Opie behind the scenes since he started opieradio in 2018 and launched it. And what sucks is that I wanted to play along with Emily so that she wouldn't get too close and know all the things that were going on behind the scenes. But, it's like Scooby-Doo. I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for Emily just snooping too much.
Snooping, poking her nose in things. Emily, how do you react to these allegations?
I think you're lying, because I talk to Opie every day in the forum, even though you work in the forum, and I know you're in the forum, but I talk to him and I know...
now I'm lying? What the fuck?
Yeah, you're lying, because I talk to Opie, so...
Wait, what do you mean? He just admitted to everything we thought Karl was doing, and now you're saying he's lying for admitting to it.
Okay.
What does Opie say when you talk to him privately?
Yeah, what is Opie telling you? I think Opie's lying. What is he telling you?
Oh, he doesn't like you, Karl. Obviously.
I knew it!
I was on Bedabbling Live today. I don't know if you guys saw that. But Rocco sent me the link because Emily was going to be on. And then I went on and told Emily she's right about everything, all the conspiracy she has about Opie and how Opie and I work behind the scenes. And then she called me a liar. And I was like, well, you were calling me a liar about the other thing. So now I'm a liar about this thing. So I can't make it work with Emily.
You can't win.
I'm not going to be able to make it work with Emily, unfortunately. Not from a lack of trying. I'm really trying my best to see what she sees in all the conspiracy she has about... She talks to Opie every day in the forums because she knows what Opie's sock account is. Mm-hmm. We all know that Opie has had a Reddit sock account that he denies. Opie's burner account, there's Jebediah Johansson, who's Opie, and she says Opie doesn't like me. And I was like, no, we're actually in cahoots. I worked with him before he started this podcast to make sure we could promote it and get it going. Now she thinks that's a lie. Now she thinks that Opie doesn't even like me. Apparently Opie's telling her that he doesn't like me.
Oh.
So anyway, that's the
latest.
latest.
It's a work, Karl.
That's the latest with Emily.
By making these videos, I learned a lot about Opie. He's not how he portrays himself on his live streams. He's very different. And I know the real him since I talked to him in the O&A forum. And I also found out that he has always been online since the late 90s, stalking the message boards and Reddit, and he has never left. I discovered his Long Island Clan account that Adam and Karl believe isn't his, but they are wrong, and it is really him.
It's an account called Lil Chan that talks exactly like Opie. So much like Opie that you're like, this is probably someone trying to pretend to be Opie. There's no way of knowing. They only defend Opie, but it's like they speak in a super tip way of, it's all quotes. It's all what you'd expect.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
I recently found Opie's Twitter burner account, and that was kind of shocking to see that. And it has a very similar name to his Reddit account, as well as the O&A forum account. And it's kind of funny to see some of his comments, too. He was trashing Anthony and everyone else in the O&A universe. And also he was talking to himself as well with that account. And so that was kind of funny to see that too. But Karl talked about that on his podcast in 2020. He openly admitted that Opie had a burner Twitter account back then. So that was a very interesting find as well. And I found that by accident too.
There was a Twitter war, I think it's still going on, between
the North and the South.
Opie's burner account and Anthony's burner account.
They have phony burner Twitters and they're fighting with each other.
Yes.
Publicly feuding on fake. Wow, what are the fake names?
There's Jebediah Johansson, who's Opie.
I saw Opie talking in the ONA forum about how he made Facebook friends with the self-cutting girl guy that catfished Anthony. And I could not believe he did that. He was trying to get information out of him too. And that is so funny to me that he did that.
Oh, did you see the catfish from the fan of the show? That self-cutter girl?
No.
That you were talking about? 39-year-old guy from fucking from
wait, what are you talking
Michigan.
What?
Or from Georgia.
Self-cutting girl?
Remember that girl? She was supposed to be some 15-year-old that was really smart and clever and online. I think you said, you quoted.
I've retweeted her on Twitter.
Yeah.
I blocked that fucking guy. I knew that was a guy.
I don't know. I just retweeted some shit that I thought was cool. That's all.
It was a dude.
Yeah, of course. I had no doubt that was a dude.
Hilarious.
He's a flat. Are you okay with the self-cutting girl? Are you okay with hitting on a 14-year-old?
I can't hear you, John. You got to repeat it. I'm not mad.
Are you okay with hitting on a 14-year-old?
Oh,
Am I
more
okay with
Reddit
hitting on a
stuff.
14?
Are you okay with abusing your family? Because I read that on Reddit. I guess that's true too. Everything I read about John on Reddit must be true because everything he reads about me must be true. All right, John. Sounds good.
I saw that Reddit post, and it was interesting to say the least. Quite a lot of accusations there.
There's always, for the past 2 decades, there have been accusations about that, about my brother. They got on my brother, my sister. Do you know my brother would walk around the neighborhood he lived in and pay little kids to spit in his mouth? I swear that was one of the absolute facts of the Cumia family, that I got catfished by a 14-year-old, that I was with underage girl. Please find these victims of my horrid behavior. I've gone out with girls that were a lot younger than me, but they were legal of age, and that's my fucking business. And it's not a crime, but all the jokes and everything that was, made on the O&A show, that was always a big joke. People take it as gospel. They grab rumors and pure bullshit, and they posted it for years now.
They're talking about subreddits being shut down.
Subreddits. That's where you go for all the facts. Where's the evidence? Where's the prosecution? Where's Chris Hansen? The whole bit on the O&A show was like pedo jokes because of my reputation for having dated younger women than me, not underage girl. And they just ran with it. That's where the rumors come from.
Opie wanted the O&A archives from E-Rock to blackmail Anthony over the lobster tapes. And that was shocking to see that, because several months back, Opie was freaking out about the O&A archives, about how he wanted to get the O&A archives from E-Rock. That will not cancel Anthony. The lobster tapes will not cancel Anthony. Anthony has been through so much over the years, through the self-cutting girl saga and being in jail over biting Danny's hand. Opie's wife moved to Philly in 2018, and I found that out by looking at her comments on Twitter. Karl talked about me on his show, saying that I'm wrong and it's not her Twitter account. Then 3 days later, he DM'd me saying that it actually could be her Twitter account. And he wanted the link, which was weird because he already knew her Twitter account. And so why would you ask me when you already knew? So that was really weird. And it just shows how fake Karl really is on his shows versus the DMs behind the scenes.
And she even references a Twitter account that she thinks is Opie's wife because it uses Opie's wife's name as the Twitter account, even though it's only tweeted twice and has 0 followers. And both those tweets are things that are very personal that you wouldn't tweet out. And Emily thinks that I'm suppressing this information and trying to make her look foolish.
In the O&A forum, everyone knows that they are talking to Opie, but they want to keep it a secret. They don't want anyone talking about it. I'm the only one trying to expose this about Opie. It's also odd how Opie hates everyone in the O&A world. It's weird how he refuses to move on with his life. He's just stuck in the past, obsessing about the old days of O&A. And it's so weird how Opie is in the O&A forum talking about himself and talking to his fans. It's been over a decade since the show is over. Why are people still talking about O&A? Why is Danny Ross in the forum too? It's so weird seeing all of this. Everyone sticks up for Opie in the forum. No one calls out his bizarre behavior. I'm the only one that does that. Thanks everyone for watching my videos and for going on this journey with me, learning about Opie and trying to expose him and just how odd this whole situation has been.